What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. We're going to take a quick look at the Dow, the DXY, and then, of course, Bitcoin. At the end of the video, we'll go over the smaller time frames and show the most important areas to watch as to what's going on. As you guys know, we have called that dump that we just got with the almost exact target. We'll take a look at that. Take a look at the area we need to break to look for more downside and what area we look at if it's going to hold. So definitely stick around for the whole video. This is going to be very important. Also, make sure you take a second out, smash those thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to tick your notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Also, I wanted to mention I posted a video late last night. Definitely go and check it out. It is me and Brendan from Market Makers going over the markets as a whole, looking at the macro and the smaller views. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'm trying to get with people that actually have knowledge in the space instead of the people that just watch Bitcoin and really don't understand markets as a whole. So definitely check it out if you haven't after you watch this video. So let's take a look at what's going on. The Dow Jones still bearish. As you guys know, anything below this trend line, I'm still bearish on the Dow. It is Friday. Oh yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. But anyways, on Fridays, a lot of times at the end of the day, the Dow Jones will like to try to pump. We'll see what happens there. But I think Bitcoin's probably, it may just range sideways this weekend, but there's a certain area that if it breaks, I think Bitcoin could have a massive drop. So let's take a look at it. See what's going on. Here is the Dow. Now the DXY, I think, is still bullish. We are above the 200 EMA. All the other EMAs right here, the 55, 8, 13, and 21 are crossing. They'll cross by next week. So if we do get sideways most this weekend, I think Monday, Tuesday, we'll get a huge rally in the DXY. But it could happen today. It's looking pretty bullish. We're keeping support on this 0.382 fib that we talked about. Our next target is going to be around that 108.50 for the DXY, unless we break down below this 104.673 and open and close the daily below there, which we have not done yet. So let's keep an eye on that. Here's Bitcoin on the monthly. As you guys know, we called this being hidden bearish divergence. As long as we closed last month below 23,327, which we did, I think it's in pretty big trouble here. And here's our weekly hidden bearish divergence, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. Also, there's a much bigger one if you look at the white trend line here, but nevertheless, everything is showing bearish there. This could, next week rally back up. So be aware of that, because what looks like the possibility, we could be forming just a reversal triangle right here. So there's many things right there pointing to more bearish in the macro, right? So right there looks like a reversal triangle. If we get up back above this 55 EMA, you guys know that's my weekly target that I'm watching for a possible reversal. But until then, I think we have more lower lows. I've always talked about the 55 EMA. I'd have to see a weekly open and close the same candle above 25.8 to really even consider the bottom being in, which again, I don't think it's in. All right, if you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. They do help sponsor the channel. You can trade for free in the contest section just to get used to the platform. If you guys are interested in trading, you can use my promo code SAVVY50. It'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 gets you 25% off your fees. Link is down below. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all kinds of stuff from just one exchange. All right, now, something I wanted to talk about before we get into the smaller time frames of Bitcoin is Silvergate. There is something very shady going on. As you know, they were involved in funding for many exchanges. A lot of them dropped them now. But as you can see, this is the same pattern Bitcoin's playing, right? It topped at the same times, bottomed at the same times. Really fishy. There's something not right here. I'm going to look over to the Bitcoin chart now in the daily, and as you can see, pretty much the same movements. Obviously, it's not going to be tick for tick, but you see the lower low in Silvergate. That does kind of tell me that we're going to see a lower low in Bitcoin. So be careful, guys. Let's take a look at the daily. Then we'll go into the 4-hour, and I will let you get on with your weekend after that. All right. So here's our daily chart, right? Extremely bullish if we, can get back above that 25.8 like I talked about, up to around 31.5, that's your bullish case. I'm not going to spend time on it because I don't think that's what's happening. As you guys know, we were looking for this 22.3 on the daily. Right now, it is holding as of right now. We close the daily below here. We're probably in trouble. We may bounce around in this area for the weekend, but we could see a massive drop here down to the 18,000 range that I've been talking about. We'll go into the 4 hour next and show you that. But let's look at the RSI also. What's that telling us? We already broke this trend line in the RSI. So we could come back up, retest it in daily before continuing down, guys. But there is nothing bullish here. In my opinion, right? None of this is financial advice. I do make this channel to try to help you guys see how I look at the markets, tell you what I'm doing, not to give you calls. Anyone taking any calls from any channel, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes on a trade. So this is just information for you to understand how to read the charts. As you guys know, we talked about it since December 2nd, 2021. All this happened. Even talked about having bear market rallies, getting everyone bullish again before continuing to the downside. But if this 18 breaks in the daily, right? So it doesn't mean it goes straight down in a day. Now this, I'm not saying that it's all going to happen in a day. I've never said that. This takes time. You can see how the market moves, right? But if we break this 18 range, our next stop is going to be around 13.3, somewhere in here, depending on where it hits this trend line, right? The longer it takes, the lower it goes. If we break that, then I'm looking for my 75 to 9,500 false bottom sometime in March, which I've been calling for over a year. But I said February and March. February's gone. March is here. Do we get it? Very possible. Could run into April, maybe. But anyways, I do think the true bottom will probably be sometime in September, October of this year. I've said the same thing since December 2021, and I still stick to that unless we break that weekly 55 EMA, right? Let's look at the 4 hour. Before we do, check out my wife's webpage, Ink Your Image. That's also down below. Lots of cool stuff on there, Bitcoin stuff, family stuff, whatever. She makes this all herself. She could put pictures or whatever designs on glass, aluminum, shirts, coffee mugs, whatever. Definitely check it out. Here's the 4 hour chart, right? This is what I drew in. And I was just showing how, it doesn't all come in a day. But I drew this in way back here, talked about it looking like this. It's not exact, obviously, but you can see how the market moves, right? And I drew it in right here, I believe. Yeah, because we would come back up to retest this blue trend line after breaking it. But nevertheless, it does look like it's still playing out nicely. We talked about getting a bounce right here between the 22,123 and 22,250. We've had this target ever since right here. This is how we got that target, right? That was just a measured move of this wedge. You take the widest point of the wedge, bring it to where it broke down, boom, we nailed that target. Now, could we just bounce around in here? Could we come all the way back up here? The highest I see us going back up here would be around this 23.2, 23.3. It'll line up with the 55 EMA if we get a bounce here. But remember, if we break down below here, which we've already wicked past this blue trend line, and you guys know if you watch the channel, you know what? Let me adjust it just a little bit and get it perfectly on these wicks before I go on. All right. There we go. We're on the wicks. Actually, dang it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this perfect so I can kind of show you guys how I judge this stuff. There we go. So, as you can see, we bounced off it here, bounced off it here. We wicked below here. That tells me that it's most likely, even if we get a bounce, that we're going to come down and break this because this area has been broken with a wick. If we close or even open and close a 4 hour below here, my next target again is between 17.8 and 18,000. Might get a rally at that point, depending on what's going on. Could get some really bad news and blow right through that, and that becomes resistance, right? But then I already showed you in the daily what the next targets would be. But this is the area to watch for more downside. If we break below this 23.1 and hold down there for, a few hours or whatever, then most likely we're going to continue down. Now, as stated a million times, if we do break, we bounce around in here for a while, break down, we'll most likely come back at some point to retest. It doesn't have to, but it often happens before continuing down, right? So it's not going to happen in a day, although it could. But I'm not expecting it to just shoot straight down. But anything can happen if this 22,000 area is broken. I think, you know, there is a possibility of a cascade effect all the way down. Will that happen today? Who knows? Wait for the break for confirmation. Now, in the bullish case, if this does hold, we come up, we break back above this 23.3 range and get support, then maybe we could look at it to coming back up to retest this, depending on how long it would take, right? 26.3 to 26.5 sometime next week, if that was going to happen. And then we break above there, that's bullish. As of right now, I am sticking with my bearish case that I've been talking about forever. We've drawn all this in weeks ago. So just be careful out there, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.